Hey, what's up? This is Todd Smith. I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to speak about digital hardware synthesizers. Are they worth buying today? When software synths came out, they were far behind their hardware equals, where today, software is catching up day in and day out to the power of hardware synthesizers. Whether that be recreating analog via virtual analog within the software world or recreating digital synthesis. Across the board, software synthesizers are becoming more powerful. So as these computers and software get more powerful, there's a growing number of people who feel that digital synthesizers are almost obsolete because why would you buy them? And many of those people think that analog is the only really thing worth buying today because computers can never really be analog. Yes, they can be virtual analog. Yes, they can digitally replicate analog, but a computer will never be an analog device. So as computers get more and more powerful, digital synthesis becomes obsolete. And the only thing worth buying in the future would be analog synthesizers. Now, this isn't my way of thinking, but this is just a way of thinking that I've crossed many times in my path within, synthesizer groups, conversations. I run the biggest synthesizer group on Facebook, so I get a lot of interactions. And today I just kind of want to give my opinion on that. Are digital synthesis still worth buying today? I'm going to start off by saying I love both analog and digital synthesizers. They both offer completely drastically different approaches to creating music, creating sounds within the electronic field, and I truly love blending them both together within my workflow. Within my current setup, I have some fully analog gear, I have some digital gear, then I have some software within the iPad, which that will replicate analog and digital synths in the software world. So I really have digital and analog everywhere within my setup. And one thing I have to agree with, and I think everybody has to agree with, is technology is getting more powerful. Software synthesizers are getting more powerful. The virtual analog synthesizers within the software field sound more analog than ever before. The digital synthesizers, going up all the way to like the powerhouse ones like the Atmosphere, are just unbelievably powerful and 100% equal sound-wise to things that you will find in the hardware field. So I can understand how someone can sit back and think, all right, the computer can sound just as powerful as hardware, at least when it comes to the digital realm. But there's more than that when creating music. There's the tactile aspect. There's the workflow. There's the intimacy of the user and the instrument. A lot of it depends on workflow. Workflow is so important. The other half of your musical creation process. And where you find that workflow could be anywhere. And limiting yourself to just software, in my eyes, is damn limiting. In fact, I would argue that even though software has kind of caught up to digital in sound-wise, it's very hard to find software that is as intuitive and as appealing to play as hardware when it's done right. Because hardware, I feel that since there's the tactile aspect of it, the workflow is just more important within the design and more thought out most of the time. And if I write off that hardware pieces are no longer needed and I no longer touch them, I may miss out on this killer workflow that I never touch because I feel that it's no longer needed. And I don't think hardware is ever going to fall behind so bad on workflow that it gets obsolete to software because workflow is so important to hardware. And I love my software synths. I love Core Gadget. I use a bunch of software synths within iPad, and I love my Impulse 49. You see me use it in tons of videos, controlling tons of things. But I've never had a MIDI controller feel as good as a hardware piece when it feels good. That when it connects to the user, when the user has a bond with that piece, I've yet to feel with any software piece. And that's going to be something really hard to ever truly recreate in the software world. I feel that digital synthesizers are well worth looking into today and are worth buying if it fits into your workflow and your style. But that is just my opinion on the topic. I would love to hear yours. As always, I need to thank my Patreons. I got 2 new Patreons this month, but I honestly can't thank you enough for how much you motivate me. Until next time, stay positive, stay creative, support each other, and peace.